And we are unmuted and should be making sound. We're live. Hi, welcome everyone to
Hello.
Hot Takes. Yeah, look, it's I am Luxury Noise, or you can just call me Paul. And this over here is Roge Course, my Roge Course, my co-host.
Roge
And
course.
yeah, Roge Course. We're all taking the Roge Course. But tonight we are hosting the show without Isaac. But it's kind of cool. It's like your mom took you to the mall, but she's actually at the mall, but you're getting to hang out by yourself because Isaac is here in the background running the show for us. And he can even like horn in and say stuff and tell me I fucking forgot something. So that's great. We will be Tonight we have an awesome guest, a very close friend of mine. I think everyone here, but Josh is very near and dear to me. The artist known as Simple Syrup to the Vaporwave world. He also, I think he played in a power violence band called Forest Fucker, and he does all manner of secret things. I think he plays cello and shit. So there's a lot going on with Josh, and we will talk to him. And I will clarify many of my loose points on what Josh is all about. We are a DIY show, so all of this is done on homemade technology. Everybody's being run from a Discord server. If you hear level problems, if the music's too loud, if the levels are too quiet, if I'm not talking enough into my microphone, if I'm touching my face too much, please let us know about all of these things, and we will correct those. Chat, we love everybody who's in the chat. We do have a few rules. Those rules are basically structured around the principle of keeping it kind. No punching down. We do encourage people to punch up, but please be sure when you're punching up that you're punching appropriately highly and not just somebody who's standing right above you. That's probably not chill. No racism, sexism, xenophobia, transphobia, homophobia, or any other general phobias are encouraged in the chat, and you will be moderated if you exhibit those behaviors. And after that, we're actually just going to get on with the show. That was the hard part. This is the part that makes me sweaty. Now we are into the part where we just talk shit, and we're going to start with Roge, who has some new record recommendations.
Yes, 3 in fact. Some fairly, I'm sure a lot of you probably already know these, but this is what I've been listening to. First off, Satin Sheets with St. Francis 1. I've been on a bit of a nostalgic kick for like the shit I was listening to earlier. Is my audio kind of... Put my mic. Sorry, guys. Yeah, okay. Cool. Yeah, first rec, Satin Sheets, St. Francis. Yeah, been a little nostalgic for like some of the Vaporwave related shit I was listening to a few years ago, like during COVID, and even 2023. Satin Sheets is kind of, I consider it a continuation of like, if Esprit would actually put out more stuff, but with his own twist on it. It's very colorful, kind of like what helped birth Vaporwave Zero as well. I'm sure a lot of you know Satin Sheets already, but if you don't know St. Francis, his first album, fire. Second one, I promise I'm not saying this just because he's on our show tonight, but I have been revisiting Simple Syrup's Make Me Float. Vaporwave Zero, classic with the breaks and jungle driven stuff, along with the Memphis rap samples and the R&B samples. Very lush, very colorful, very summery album. If you're not familiar with that, I mean, you should check him out anyways, just because he's on tonight. And lastly, a little curveball. I've been listening to Korn's Follow the Leader quite a bit lately. If you want your angry music, punch a hole on your wall, drink Monster Energy drinks. Jonathan Davis is doing his weird noises. It's very angry, classic new metal record. The song specifically I've been listening to a lot is Children of the Corn. One thing I really love, which didn't happen much, is when like all these new metal bands would just get some random ass rapper on one of their tracks and make a great fucking track. But little throwback if you're feeling something angry, and I'm sure a lot of you probably already know Freak on a Leash, but they have a lot of other good shit. So definitely go check that out. Yeah,
All
that's all
right.
I got.
And I'm gonna do like my hot take now, which I don't even know if it's that hot, but I say that every time, and then I say some bullshit. So I was thinking about years ago. I had a friend of mine named Todd Canner, creative director guy who I've worked with for years on different things, and a very close friend. But he said something to the effect of like, one of the great things about when you send me tracks is that it isn't friend music, so I can actually like say something about it, and I can either say I like it or I can tell you what I might do to it, and it's not, you know, just friend music where I have to pretend that it's cool. And I thought about it for such a long time because I never really thought about like that phrase, like friend music. And friend music is such a weird thing because it is a thing, and like I'll just characterize it in case anybody's like, oh, what the fuck. To me, friend music is like, you know, a guy, gal, someone, and they're gal. I said fucking gal. You know somebody, and you they show you a tune, and it's got like out of 5 pieces. It's got some good chords, it's got some good melodies, but like there's a wavering melody, there's the wavering vocal, or there's no ear candy, but they're presenting it as done, and so you don't know what the fuck to do, so you say things like, that's great. And so then like you find yourself in a music scene where like everybody's friends, all the artists are friends, all the people who are listening are friends. Sometimes people are transitioning from listener to artist. Sometimes people go from listener to artist in the blink of an eye and they're fucking amazing. Sometimes people take a long time. But I think like the failure of someone who is here, this is actually the hot take, because you probably thought I was headed to like, fuck friend music, don't subject your friends to friend music. Fuck that, you've got to do that. Musicians struggle with it because it's like the first people that we know to show our music to is our friends, but also you're not supposed to market to your friends. But then when you get into a scene where everybody's friends and all of the music is being exchanged by friends, suddenly there's like no objectivity, because we don't actually stop and say
Man.
buddy, friendo, this is good, it's got promise. We never say that. We say that's a great release, and we don't listen to it. We don't buy it. We give it a cool react in a Discord if we're feeling jaunty that day. And then sometimes we don't react because reacting is fucking cringe or whatever it is that people are on about with all that. But the point is, we issue a bunch of faulty, it's not real. We don't say like, man, you know, it's not quite cooked. And I think that we should learn to do it, because like one of the, I think it falls on all of us. It falls on everybody. I think like this is the first time I'm probably coming with a take where I'm not primarily pushing outward. I'm saying like, I need to learn to be like, bro, this is fucking friend music. Put it away, cook it longer. Because it's, you know, it's what we all need to do. I want people to say it to me. If anything, when we met our guest, he was already about a mile out ahead with his release. And I was like, fuck, I made fucking friend music. And I had to go back to the drawing board. So, you know, like, I think it's good. I think it's good to find that space. So that's my hot take. Like, tell a friend that they've made friend music and that they should bump it up because it's got promise. Because that's a friendly fucking thing to do. Hot take. Over. Boom.
100% agree. Don't be afraid to critique your friends in a friendly way.
Yeah, put a bridge on it. You know, I think there's great things that we can say to each other. And on that note, speaking of friends, I think Josh can unmute and join us on the stream. Simple Syrup, everybody. Am I right, Isaac? Am I doing this all wrong? Oh, boom, got it. All right.
100 emoji.
Yeah.
So
money.
This is the part where Isaac would usually, and so I'm imitating Isaac today. I'm like a kid running around in my dad's suit. Isaac would say, "So what did you think about my take, Josh?"
100 emoji.
I love it.
If I ever reacted to your song with 100 emoji on Discord, I'm sorry. It was friend music. I'm just kidding. I don't know. It's my favorite emoji.
But yeah, I don't want people to think all of my blue hearts throughout time have been disingenuous, because that's also not true. But I do, you know, it's a funny thing, like trying to figure out like how to be genuine about criticism.
Yeah. I
What is
love
the
I love friend music personally. Friend music is. I don't think that I would be here. I think that
Yeah.
was I needed friend music to get the courage to make something for the first time.
Thank God for those friends that you can text at midnight with an MP3 of your last like 8-bar render. You know, like am I dumb? Am I terrible? I feel like those are the little nods you get along the way that keep you going, even. But yeah. So I guess we need to get into the show part of the show where we talk about simple syrup. For everybody who doesn't know
True.
about simple syrup is basically considered, one of the OGs of Vaporwave Zero. And I will share for my part about it. I met Josh like summer of 2021 online in the Chillwave Kittens server, which was a thing. Chillwave Kittens, my friend
Man.
Max. We love Max.
Shout out,
And
Mac.
I had made an EP because I was tired of just hanging out in big stream chat and being a fan. I was like, I want to be an artist. I'm tired of it. I'm going to make music again. And I just sort of gave myself a month to finish and put it out. And I was like, okay, I need to go make friends and go hold my record up to everybody's. And then I met this dude, and they had made their fucking record in GarageBand. Everything about it slapped. It was like I was hearing like a new, fresh sound. And I pretty much was immediately ready to throw that EP in the garbage can and went back to the drawing board. But I also was like, oh, hey, you're going to be my friend. And that was Josh, and that was the day. Like, our records came out on the same day. Make Me Float came out on Business Casual, and it melted my brain. And then he's like, I made it in GarageBand. I got to be friends with this guy. Like, how long were you working on that record? How did Make Me Float, like, where did that start?
Make Me Float. I want to say like it was kind of a short period of time, maybe just like 4 months of working on it. But that was the first music that I made by myself, like a complete project with album art wrapped up and everything. But I had been like trying to figure out how to make music for years. I mean, like I'd played instruments for a long time, and I used to like make these demos recording acoustic guitar and using like drum machines on my phone's GarageBand when I was like 15. But like I had never, I don't know, for years I would go on YouTube and just be like, how to Ableton, and I would like get the free version, go to the tutorial, and I was like, the translation between the tutorial to actually doing it was just like infuriating for me. I could not figure out how to make anything. So I had like this desire to make something that sounds something like Make Me Float for years. And then I don't know what happened, but one day I just like accidentally made something. I was like, oh, this is how you do it. And then like ever since that day, it was like ruining my life, holding my pee, not eating food, just like glued to the laptop, sitting in my room, Make Me Float.
And was
a relatively sporadic period of time.
Was a lot of it during the COVID times, or was it like, did it
Um,
precede that?
I want to say it was like the end of 2020 and the first couple of months of 2021. So yeah,
Okay.
it was COVID. But even aside from that, I was just in college and did not have a lot of things to do outside of the house. Like I had much more free time and simplicity than I do now. So COVID or not, it was just, the stars aligned.
Oh yeah. Now, before we ask you about your recent years, I'm curious. We'll take it back, however long. When you were really young, and I guess like what kind of stuff were you like? For example, like what made me really like music when I was really young was like a Peter Gabriel track, and then just whatever classic rock my dad listened to, or whatever like lame ass radio hits my mom liked at the time. So I guess take us back to like when you were really young, and what kind of music were you listening to where you realized you really enjoy listening to it and it becomes a big part of your life.
Where to begin? Um, I'll tell you, the first concert I ever went to was Bon Jovi when I was
Hell
13.
yeah.
I don't know if this was the first music I ever cared about, but I definitely, one of the earliest things I was super into was like hair metal, 80s hair metal.
Okay,
And
hell yeah.
like when I taught myself how to play guitar at like starting at like 13 or so, like that's what I was looking up. Ultimate Guitar Tab, like Van Halen, Def Leppard, everything, shit like that.
Feel that.
Um, I yeah, I have a soft spot for some of that stuff still, but mostly not anymore. But that was probably the first music that I genuinely loved. Maybe afterwards, the second thing I got really into was like Linkin Park and
Oh,
things
fuck
like
yeah.
that.
Obviously, yeah, that's
Yeah,
elite.
Linkin
That's
Park
great.
slap. So I still listen to Linkin Park
yeah,
all
and
the
that was
time.
like more of my time. However, like all of my parents were listening to it though, so it wasn't like it's hard. Yeah, it's hard to imagine like what is the first thing that I, separate from my family, got really into, because they were also. I mean, I have so many core childhood memories of like the Jay-Z Linkin Park. What's the mashup album called?
Collision
Collision
Oh,
Course.
Course.
Yes.
Dude, that was in my car
That was
all
the
the
shit.
time as a
Yeah.
kid.
I
I was
claim
just
all the
listening
mom
to
and dad
everything.
music for the record. I claim all of that. That's yours. That was your ears, man. That shaped you.
uh,
Yeah, no.
yeah. Aside from that, like much more passively in the background, I feel like a lot of the stuff that I ended up sampling in my music and just things that are in that world were on like, especially my mom's like mix CDs growing up. Lots of like everything 90s R&B and 90s hip hop. Like my mom, my dad, my stepmom were at least like passive fans of. Like it was constantly around me, but not in a way where I was like listening to full albums or knowing who's who
Right.
and what's what. But like it's been an interesting experience since starting the Simple Start project of just
Oh
like
yeah.
diving back into all that stuff and becoming a nerd about like that whole era and all the aesthetics of it and production and being able to like retool and sample stuff I listened to as a kid.
Oh yeah. So you guys are like the type of family to like pay $1.29 for tracks on iTunes and just burn it on CDs. Yeah.
I used to go to the public library and burn a lot of music from there, but I was a kid that was always asking for like iTunes gift cards
Right.
for sure.
Oh yeah.
So what was the, what was your first experience? Like, how did you get into making music? Did it start with childhood training, or where did that begin for you?
I don't really have any like formal training. I did take some guitar lessons, but this was like maybe a year or so after already starting to teach myself. So I kind of, I, don't know, I could already play. I just wanted to like get better. And I did play cello from like what was it, seventh grade all the way through the end of high school. And that was like more or less formal, but it's in a big group setting. I never had like lessons. But
Right.
those were the first times. Those happened at like exactly the same time, like I don't know, 14 or 13 or 14, something like that. Those were my first experiences playing music. I started, speaking of friend music, there was this kid I was in junior high at the time, and I just like, he was the first person that I ever met in real life that played in bands, like played shows. And he was like this kind of child prodigy hardcore drummer in like 2010. He was playing in like, I don't have the right words for it. What's that band? The Chariot, like shit, that whole wave,
Okay.
whatever that's called, Christian Christian metal, playing in Midwest basements of churches. That whole
Yeah.
vibe, like it was like a child prodigy drummer. But he started playing in these like indie rock alt bands when we were in like ninth grade, and I became obsessed with him. I was like, this is the coolest guy ever. And eventually I started playing in a band with him, and that was the first band I had ever played in. And ever since then I've always been in at least one band and of some sort, which has taken me a lot of different places.
What band are you in now?
Right now I'm in the Pranks. I play bass. It's very We have one tape out on Bandcamp. It's called American Prankster in London. It's a demo. We're working on a proper album right now, but it's very we're all obsessed with the prefab sprout stuff like that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Remind me to talk to you about something later. That's great.
Hell
Really
yeah.
cool.
So yeah, how'd you get connect or start of like, you know, you're in Forest Fucker, which is like hardcore power violence. Like how did that come to be? Like getting that together.
That was so for a long time. This friend in high school, his name was Jack Sipes. Every person I knew who played music somehow like stemmed from that relationship. It was either a friend of his or a friend of his brothers, or was in their band and her band, whatever. And then when I went to college, I met a different Jack from Cleveland, who had been also playing music for a long time since he was a kid. And Forest Fucker, it had initially started as a joke band, as like a school project for like a art design class he was taking. He made like fake album art and like track lists and stuff, and was like, dude, do you want to come over and record a guitar solo for this song? I don't know how to shred. So I like recorded this okay guitar solo on this pretend hardcore song, and then like, I don't know, a month later he's like, what if we actually make this a band? So that was how that happened. And now that Jack is like, he's the main person in Pranks. That's his brainchild. But yeah, for years now, most bands I've been in involve him.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I didn't even know for the longest time. It's like I was introduced to you as Simple Syrup, and one day Vincent, I was talking to Vince, he was like, yeah, Josh is in a hardcore band. I'm like, what? Oh yeah, that's cool though.
So speaking of Vincent, I guess we could start jumping into Vaporwave Hero times. When did you and a Hero and Van Gogh all meet, and how did that friendship get going?
That happened in the whole big stream ecosystem during COVID. First, like, I don't know, just seeing their names pop up in like chat watching, and then I eventually joined the George Clanton fan club, and they were both posting demos and stuff. And I remember, I don't remember what the first A Hero thing was that really caught my attention, but my earliest thing I can remember is like from this tape called 1080 that he took off of Bandcamp.
Yes.
There's like a big stream performance for like a Battle of the Bands. He performed a song, I think also called 1080. But I remember it blowing me away. And then Vincent posted this demo called Just Like You, and it just like blew my mind. And I was like, who are you? You're my friend now. Like, what is this? It just blew me away. But yeah, it just kind of, ever since then.
It's funny, when I found 1080, I think one of the first conversations I ever had with Sam, I was like, man, that's awesome. So is that like 1080, like named after a skate move and the synth? And he's like, no, that would be a
No.
lot fucking cooler if that's what I'd done. And so
He's
it was a
fine.
great way to meet Sam and get a very Sam response.
And man, yeah, I remember finding A Hero in 2020, and I was in the George Clanton Discord since 2020, and I really fucking regret during COVID not being part of that more, and the Chill Wave Kittens shit. The era, because I known Max since like 2019, 2020. I really regret not being a part of it, but hey, better late than never.
And there's,
Sure.
you know, that was a good time. That was a wild time. We all made music videos, and occasionally
Mhm.
Gorilla versus Bear showed up. You know, like it was interesting. But I'm really glad that happened. Like, how did what? That's, and this is like personal information. What made you join the Max server? Was that, how did you find it?
That's a great question. I don't even remember. I mean, maybe just because I can't. Did I meet you in there, or did I meet you before?
I think we met in there.
Okay, because in my
And
head
it,
it's all kind of one thing where I'm like, oh, I don't know, just all my
or
Vaporwave friends were
maybe I knew
joining,
you
so I
from the
did.
Clanton chats. I don't fucking know
I
anymore
don't,
because I
I
feel
don't know.
Big Stream Chat was like a confused. There's like this period where like my whole understanding of what was in Big Stream Chat and what was Max server and what was just like general Clanton fan club server. It's all, you're right. It does all blur together. But I swear we
Yeah.
met. I swear we met. We had to have met in Chillwave Kitten server because I couldn't handle George Clanton fan club server historically. It was just I couldn't. I was just like, what the fuck? It's a lot at that time.
I ended up leaving it. It just ended up becoming a source of nonsense. Just everyone going, copy and pasting George Clanton every day. Like, all right, not much is going on here. I'm out. But yeah, I guess after that era and COVID settled down, I know you, Sam, Vincent, a few others, were playing some shows. Like, what made you all want to do a little tour?
Um, I guess it's interesting thinking about Simple Syrup as such a different personal experience of art making compared to like any other thing I've done. It's I find it to be there's so much like less insecurity than any other thing. Like there's just like no self-consciousness. I really just kind of made this thing and was like, yep, this is exactly what I wanted to hear. Gonna put it out there, not gonna think about it again. Like I love it. I listen to it all the time. Like anything beyond that, I'm like, oh, I don't know. But I bring that up to say that like what in other musical experiences I've had and other like visual art, something that I value a lot and have done for a long time is just not being afraid to just go for it, just do things, because I started playing shows when I was like 15 or 16. So it happened at like a good time for me. Because I never had this kind of like young stage where of just like waiting around for things to happen. Um, so I just wanted to play shows and we played shows. However, I don't want to take that much credit for it because that was all Be Careful's efforts. Shout out to him.
Yeah, Be Careful's a homie.
Yeah.
Oh shit, my brain is blank. Somebody say
Man, my
something outrageous.
man, my brain went so blank at one point during the Brother Tiger interview. I was like, oh no, I almost faked mic problems.
So like what how this is something that how did you come to the conclusion that you were going to start sampling synths like that? Like where was that critical to making the music? Like did that start well ahead of making the Make Me Float music? Where did you find those techniques, the recycling techniques that you were using?
I think that somewhere along the way, those years of being frustrated of not being able to figure out how to do things the right way or like the normal way, I feel like I don't know. I think I was trying to like teach myself how to do synthesis from scratch and like serum and mixed results, but never anything that like felt like me. And I must have just stumbled across, I think like in GarageBand, the regular like the AU sampler. I was just like YouTube to MP3ing either I don't know samples of like the synth intro and some jungle song or like I sampled a lot of demos and like tutorials of like Korg Wave Station. Here's like a 20-minute playthrough, and I would just grab like 4 seconds of some chord and put it in the sampler. That I don't remember exactly how it happened, but I would have to guess it came from some sort of frustration of using regular synths. Those were like the first songs I made used a lot of those like sampled synths playing along in a sampler.
I mean, it worked. It got the vibe perfectly. Also, can we stop and take a moment to recognize this beautiful sort of halo thing happening behind Josh's head with the yeah, that's been making everything you say like extra like, yeah, wow, fuck yeah,
It's
Josh.
kind, it's kind of like the old Japanese flags, and
I
the,
was
the
thinking the
red
same
dot in
thing.
is his head.
Yeah,
At least in my view.
I've never like FaceTimed or like been recorded in this room, so I didn't know it
Yeah.
was like that, but
It's
I
kind
like
of
it.
great
Yeah,
fun.
your room seems like a vibe.
It's
I
a
would
very
drink red
pleasant.
stripe in there.
It's a very pleasant home. Um, Roge, I think it's your question. I don't think I'm blank
It
anymore. I
is.
think now you're blank.
You're up.
So yeah, I know you sample a lot of like, Memphis rap and, old R&B. It's like, what got you into that kind of music, and like, what makes you want to use certain sample, or like, how do you find like deep cuts in those genres?
Um, I still to this day, even if I'm not working on music actively, I am just like deep deep in the archives of YouTube and just like having all these playlists of thousands of songs. I for a long time like YouTube and especially like the early algorithm. I've been in the algorithm has been feeding me for a long time. Like I want to say every sort of like now famous like Japanese ambient album that became popular because of the YouTube algorithm. Like that was on my phone at like the lunch table, junior high. So I dig around a lot on YouTube, especially. One of my favorite things now is like I've been following a lot of like New York City New Jack Swing DJs because they'll just
Okay.
upload like 100 songs every day, a bunch of different versions of songs, and there's like surprisingly a lot of drum breaks that sound very jungly, but are like nowhere to be found on any of those like sample CDs. They're,
I've been meaning to
you
ask
know,
you to send me the link since you were telling me about that when we were texting the other day. I would like a gander at what you're looking at um, over there.
yeah, I
That's
can send
exciting.
that. Whenever I get around to making a new album, you'll probably hear a lot of those things. But yeah, just really spending a lot of time on YouTube, and especially I I don't know if I would say that nostalgia is not that important for me when I make music, even though I'm referencing a lot of older things. And I think maybe that's because there's just like it's very abstracted, like my experience with listening to the because it was always a style of music was on in the background, or it was like on by default. It was never like oh, I'm going to be listening to 90s R&B, or like the first time I heard Vaporwave, I didn't know it was samples. I just accepted it as sound, and I was like, that sounds amazing. And I
Oh
feel
yeah.
like I did the same thing as a kid with like Mariah Carey and whatever. Like I took it in like kind of without respect for the context, but
No
especially,
appreciation for the fantastic live band buried under Mariah's vocal.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So
um,
pretty much
yeah,
just finding what you think sounds cool and just putting some money into it.
putting some money into it. Yeah.
Love that. I wish that was fucking music right there. Just like fucking banger. And then banger. And what'd you do? I dropped 10 grand. Banger came out. Like, I don't wish it was like that, but it would make things easier for some folks. Breaks. So did the break beat with the breaks? I remember you were like someone who actually knew you knew the names of the breaks. So like I'd be like hot pants break, and Josh would
Mhm.
carry on a fluid conversation, which was new. And I was super impressed with that because at that point I was like, okay, so where are people coming in and how? Because for a lot of for me, like at that point when you're talking about especially stuff like the Blue Martin CD, you're talking about old man shit, like. And
Mhm.
I was like, how? Where was that? Was that something that you guys were collectively digging around in, or did it like where did you get your first hands on data file CDs and shit like that?
I think to this day I've still almost never used those.
Really?
Yeah, because like I was mentioning how I didn't know like vaporwave was samples. I was just like, oh, this is just something that sounds like this. I had no idea that breaks were like breaks. I was just like, oh, I hear this sound in music. Like there's so much music I love that has the sound. Like where does that come from? So I would, go on Who Sampled and like go down these crazy rabbit holes to find like the actual original song that
So
like
you
the
have
drum
it
break was
fully.
performed in, and I would go to YouTube MP3, cut it out, loop it, like change the tempo, clean it up, whatever. I had no idea that like sample CDs were a thing
What a fully
until I was
artisanal
almost done
path.
with Bloom, which is it was Sam, a hero, like showed me some of the like
Like, oh
famous
yeah, all
ones
these
the
things
first
are
time.
right here in a bucket. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, how did you get this break like so hi-fi? And he was like, oh, it's on the CD. Like, here's the wave of it. It's already compressed in this BPM.
Well, you ended
Which
up
is
with all
funny.
that extra stank on yours, so it worked out. But
Learned a lot.
who knows? And I mean, a lot of people. What is it? Rhythmlab.com has an Amen break selection that's basically. I thought I was the only person who had it until I noticed that, or was relying on it too much. Until one day I looked and I saw everybody was getting their Amen breaks out of this one Rhythm Lab folder because it's the clearest one online or whatever. But interesting stuff. That's funny. Oh, and there's a text from you on my phone telling me that you would be there soon. I wasn't worried about you. I know you'd be responsible.
I got distracted taking this picture of I was out on a walk in my neighborhood, and I was just losing track of time, trying to get the light right on something.
What a great segue, though. Josh Chaney,
Yeah.
photographer. I have some beautiful books. Yeah.
Yeah.
Roge, were you about to say it?
Yeah. Fucking it made me think of a question about. First of all, I like your mustache, Paul.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's looking good.
I like the.
It might stick around post World Cup. Yeah.
It feels more natural than I thought it would when you were posting about it.
I'm
It
getting
looks-
more used to it. Yeah. For a couple of days, it was like, holy shit, somebody's dad's here. But now it's all right.
But yeah, you mentioned photography, which segue leads me to my next question. You know, I have a couple of your booklets. I see you posting a fuck ton of shit on your Instagram, just different photos. Like, what inspired you to get into like, the photography side of things?
Photography is the longest continuous creative thing I've ever done. And I started playing guitar and cello like when I was 13 or 14, but it's been so on again, off again. Like I'll pick them up when some idea requires them and then not play them for years really. But like photography has only continued to become more important to me over time. I started when I was like 15 or so. I was in high school, just took like a darkroom class, standard intro darkroom class, and I just kind of, I wouldn't say I fell in love right away, but there was something that always kept me coming back to it, and it's been this very slow burn that has become like incredibly important to me over time. And I shoot like, I don't know, a couple hundred rolls of film every year. It's like the thing that I most naturally and compelled to do and most like consistently. So I don't know, it's hard to say like why. It's not an addiction the same way that like, I don't know, sometimes when I work on music I can I'll stop caring about eating or going to the bathroom for like a day, but like the photography stuff is just not a day passes where I don't want to take pictures, and it just like is this very grounding thing that I don't know, it's very meditative and it's like a ritual for me.
The work feels very much like it feels like you are actively discovering and studying forgotten locations. I think almost like what? How would you define what I just stumbled over? Like in terms of your focus.
I think that makes sense for a lot of the years I've been doing it. I think more so now it's starting to become much more placeless in a way, and just like, I don't know, I've been like really obsessed with like time and ritual and like how do you make the experience of time feel like something that you live in and not something that's just like going past you. So I just like, I'll never know what I'm gonna take pictures of And I guess this really comes out of like limitation of just, you know, working full time, having less flexibility now these days. Like I am constrained to a much smaller area with much smaller amounts of time. So I end up taking pictures in like the exact same like half a mile radius, and just like what naturally starts to happen with trying to make yourself notice different things and take pictures in the same place over and over for years on end. Like it's this very meditative, transcendent sort of like zooming in on just something. It's very like hyper specific because it's zoomed in, but it's like universal in a way. I don't know if any of that makes any sense, but
Do you go out with your camera looking for that, or do you see that and go out with your camera?
it only happens if I bring my camera. Like I can never predict what I'm going to take pictures of, and I think for a long time I would try to do that, or try to like I would always be thinking about like a lot of skaters become photographers, I think, because they also are trained to like when they're out in their daily life without their skateboard, they'll be like, oh, that'd be a sick spot. And I think a lot of photographers do the same things. They're like just become hyper aware of their surroundings, and they're like, oh, I need to come back here and that'd be a great picture. But I think that is no longer my relationship with it. It's much more like mysterious to me. Like I only ever take pictures when I walk out with the camera and then just start paying attention to stuff, and I'll always fall down some rabbit hole. I can never guess what it will be, but like without fail, it usually happens. But yeah, it's very mysterious. I don't feel in charge of it.
Are you working on any Are you working on any new photography projects now that you'd like to talk about? There we go. I said the words and didn't.
Also, if you have a link to your site where we can buy your little designs, please drop them in the chat if you have any available.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop it right now. JoshChaneyPhoto.com. I've been toying around with this project called Sun Shower, which is like, it's very retrospective. I have all of these photos from the past 5 years or so that are like middle America, like broad daylight, like blistering sun, sort of like decaying industrial areas that I've been trying to figure out how to make something out of for a couple years now. But other than that, like I don't have like a specific guiding project at this time. I'm just kind of gathering, but there will be, I'm sure.
I'm trying to think how much other output we could put you on the spot. Roge, you got anything good?
Yeah. Well, y'all in the chat, check out that link by a little design from Mr. Josh Chaney. He's gonna be throwing money in select ones that he sends out.
Type exclamation money and you'll get $20 direct deposited to your bank account. Exclamation money.
Oh yeah, you know what we actually forgot to talk about, and I'm gonna break aside really quick. Isaac could have yelled at me to do this. If you guys do exclamation music in the chat, it will show off all of our hot takes playlists, and we have a brand new one from Dreamcastle that has. I forget what all Isaac said was on it. I want to say, was it ambient music? Isaac, are you alive?
Hope there's some electro swing on it.
FM synthesis PC MIDI music, which makes way more sense for Dreamcastle. Sorry, and I'm sorry I forgot to mention that. And huge thank you to Dreamcastle, who we were literally talking about in the main chat on the Hot Takes server, which people should join if they want to come talk about nonsense and hang out with people.
Exclamation point Discord. Join our goddamn server.
Yeah, GDS. All right, back to simple syrup. Roge, did I make you a question already? Did you do questions?
I guess I'll shift gears slightly. I made the Japan joke about your lighting and shit earlier, which made me want to ask. You played a show, I know, was it last year?
Yeah.
In Japan, I was curious to know like how that became to be like, setting up a show and wanting to go.
It happened so fast. It was kind of, I mean, it was a lot easier to plan than the tour we did in America, which is pretty funny.
I've heard
But
it's very easy in Japan to plan shows.
I didn't have to do any of the work really. I went on I forget exactly which server I asked on, but once I knew I was going to Japan, I was just like, went online and was like, hey, does anyone book shows in Japan? I'm gonna be there from these dates. Would love to play a show. And in like 5 minutes, someone responded and was like, hit up this guy. So I sent him a message and he put it together. Like he just had some show he was working on and I became part of it. It was like literally within 24 hours, which is pretty crazy. Yeah, it was really cool. It was at Forest Limit in Tokyo. It was in this basement. It was like in this tiny little alley, and there's like a little bar on one side. This like it was like there's some restaurant upstairs, and then this basement beneath it. Like there's no sign on the outside that says Forest Limit anywhere. You have to like go all the way into the basement. Like you had to, if you know, like there was no way that anyone could have just wandered into the street. But it was really cool. It was one of my favorite shows I've ever played in any band. It was the first show I'd played in a hot minute, so I was a little rusty, honestly, but I was just finishing. I had just graduated college and just hadn't been putting time into like performing for a minute. But the sound in this place was like, I still remember it so vividly. It was like the best sound I've ever heard. And it wasn't just like, it was not like objective good sound. It was like whoever ran this place had like such a specific vision and aesthetic and like style. It was so loud, and like all the walls were concrete because we're in a basement. It was very like warm and dry. And none of it sounded very analog in that way, but none of it was. Just something about the way it was set up and the acoustics and everything. It was amazing. And another thing that I thought was really cool about that show was like, and like this is one show, it's not safe to draw any conclusions about like music culture in Japan at large, but there were so many people who are like in their 40s and up at this show, which is so different than the average DIY show you go to in the States. And they were all just having such a good time. Like even a lot of the artists were older as well. I don't know, I remember that being very striking. It was inspiring to like, because it wasn't even like, there's still like a big range of people there, but it was like, oh, okay, I think something I don't like in America is how like you are supposed to be young. It's like much more acceptable to be young. Being young is cool. Being young is stupid. You're a dumbass. Everything sucks. Like I don't know why would we prioritize the art of people with
son.
such limited experience?
Yeah, just because they're young. Yeah, it's like here.
I mean, that's
about to
what's
be
being
30.
sold to us.
Yeah, I'm about to be 30. I'm trying to make 30s best years of my life.
That's young.
I hope.
It's a choice. You could choose to. It's a choice. Like I mean, I really do think like I know people who were like, I'm going to become someone's parents, and that's what they are. And they could have done that at 25, 35, 45. It didn't matter. They were shooting for the same target. I think it's just who you are. 30 ain't shit, y'all. You'll have a good time. You finally learn how to manage your money, and you eat a little better. Shit starts to come together. It's a good time. Probably, maybe. I don't know. That's what happened for me.
I'm looking forward to it.
Josh, are you going in? Or when are you going? Are you going to Japan again anytime soon, or is that probably?
I don't have concrete plans to. We might be going to Korea in October.
Ooh.
Maybe not. Maybe next year. I don't know. I would definitely like to go back sometime though. I was there for a month. I would really enjoy spending more time there again.
When you guys travel, do you do like hostels or what are you hoteling it? Family? What's your typical travel style?
This was all Airbnbs. Those were just like
Okay.
apartment buildings, really. Yeah.
Roge has gone away for a second. I suppose I'll go away. We're getting on towards that. Like we're 53 minutes into the program, not counting the intermission time. Everybody, I guess we'll do the questions in about 40 minutes. And so everybody, get your questions ready. Also, a huge thank you, as always, to Lux Twin, Luxury Elite, who has been keeping links in the chat for every little topic that we've thrown up, and the chat is just cranking along with great people whom I love. Look at you, I love all of you. Roge, I think I'm gonna just pretend like it's your question. We also have a list of prompts from Isaac, just so you didn't see that.
Yeah, he just texted me too. Shit.
In fact, yeah, throw one out.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's see. I see the first one. How do you organize your work and life? So yeah, I guess like you don't have to answer if you don't want. I guess what do you do for work, and how do you organize? Like I see you posting a bunch of shit on your story, going on adventures. So it's like, how do you organize work life, your career, and your life being able to travel to all these places and do all this cool shit? And music too, if
It's
that's
hard.
a factor.
It's hard. It's probably like the single biggest thing that I really struggle with these days. Yeah, I can not quite workaholic, but I just always wish there were more. I get very ambitious for what I think that I want to do in one day, which is easy to do when I want to take pictures, want to make simple syrup, want to record music for the pranks, want to get into painting, I don't know, there's so much. I'm always just like constantly texting myself like ideas or make this or try this. I guess that's like one useful thing of just trying to I don't feel super qualified to say how to organize your work and life, but I feel more qualified to think about like how do you get yourself to actually make something, instead of just thinking about it all the time, or like I don't know, the jump from like being a fan of things to being a creator of things.
How does that work for you?
A big part of it is just like I hate thinking. If I can just like get myself to do something in a way that feels like you just have to like set yourself up to do it. Of like, for example, like if I text myself like I'm listening to music and I come across a song on YouTube that has like a drum break that I really like, and then I come across this other, I don't know, like 80s new age tape that has some other thing I like, I'll text myself like the links to them and timestamps while I'm at work or something, and be like, play around with these two things later. Like if I have to make it like a very concrete mission, because once you start, it's very easy to like spend hours or whatever, but getting yourself to start, at least for me, is really difficult. You can just psych yourself out of anything, or I guess the big thing is like it's so much better to have one imperfect complete thing instead of like 1,000 perfect ideas in your head, because like anyone can have the ideas in their head.
Oh, yeah.
And
You talking about timestamp and shit at work gave myself a reminder to plug in my AirPods, because I have the luxury with my job to listen to music all day if I want to. And yeah, it's fucking. I guess we'll go back asking you about shows. I guess you doing all these simple syrup shows. It's like One of my favorite moments seeing you play was at Sanctuary with the Vaporwave Zero block. It was like you, Paul over here, Vincent, all squashed together, which by the way, I2K Live are doing that again, bringing the Vaporwave Zero block back. But I guess with all these shows, like, what was your favorite moment at a show that you played with all the boys?
I don't know if it's like my number one, but the very first Simple Syrup show I played in Chicago at Dad's Digital Arts Demo Space was very, very amazing to me. Part of it was just because, I mean, the whole thing of just like, I had mentioned for years having all these like bottled up emotions of like, I really want to make this thing. And like when I finally did, it just felt so euphoric, and like being able to like listen to something that I had been wanting to hear for years. But that extended to like getting to play it for the first time, or just being like, wow, I'm really doing this thing that I wanted to do. So maybe it's just because it was the first show. But in addition to that, like, I mean, it was in a really cool place. It's in Chicago, like right on the edge of Chinatown, in Bridgeport, in this like second story industrial space that was converted. Like, this guy like lives there and also had a hot tub and like a DIY bar and like all these projectors and like interactive games, like immersive installations. So it was just a really cool space, and I got to play it with with my friends and also really cool people. And like iClick's set that night, I still think about how it felt to stand there and watch that and like feel those songs.
I would have loved to see Nightclick live. I've only seen Enrail at Econ, but
Enrail played a set that night too, and I remember I got hit in the head pretty hard and passed out.
Really?
Someone was going crazy, and I was feeling a little different.
How much Malort did you drink that night? You like Malort?
That was the problem. That was the problem indeed. I think it's fine. I don't think it's that crazy though. People are always like, ew, it's so gross, it's so make it look easy.
One element of, at least not even necessarily shows, but one thing that you've always done over the years too was your video elements. Just a couple weeks ago, an artist named Secret Garden, Max. I mean, never mind. Actually, no, he told everybody. Fuck that. So but Max used some of your visuals, and you used to do a lot of stuff in Touch Designer.
Yeah.
How did you end up there? How did you find Touch Designer? What got you motivated to do all that?
YouTube University, like many things. Yeah, I haven't used that in a couple of years, but
Really?
yeah, I still have it. I don't know what compelled me to do it. I think that it's very commonly used in a lot of like immersive installation sort of design, people with like projectors. And also I see it used a lot with like people who are super into like field recording and stuff like that. They'll use their field recordings as like a natural source to like modulate any sort of visuals, and you can get super nerdy and technical of like how to convert any sort of like input into some like randomized thing to make pretty visuals from, which is just like,
yeah.
I guess something that I really find valuable in my creative process, regardless of what it is like eliminating my control over it. Like I need some element of chance or randomness. So I wanted to make visuals probably for myself for some video or reason. I was like, okay, how do I do this? I had probably been looking into all these other methods, and then when I found Touch Designer, it was like I figured out that there was a way that I could like remove myself from like full authorship over it and like take these randomized inputs and like make something out of them, which takes a lot of like mental burden off for me of like, oh, it makes it more fun. Like, let me just put this thing in and see what happens. Yeah, I don't know.
It looked awesome. I went back and watched the Million Year Picnic video where you blew out all that footage a couple weeks ago, because for some reason we were talking about the song. I think we started talking about Martian Chronicles and I mentioned the song. But I was like, oh man, that was so fucking cool. I wonder if Josh still does that stuff. So sort of.
I've thought about it because I am getting much more into field recording and like ambient music in the past 6 months or so. And it's been something I've thought about, like trying to make music in Touch Designer, some sort of like taking in a field recording and like splitting up the audio signal and like using it to trigger different things. I don't know. So who knows? I might get deep back into it, but
hell yeah.
I've been talking too much. Yeah.
As a little over the top of the hour, I'm gonna start asking get into some of the fun ones and less serious.
Ask me some crazy shit.
Worst album cover.
Oh my gosh, that's a great question. See, I love stuff that's bad. I love bad stuff so much. I think that art that's funny is like my favorite art.
Well, define bad in your meaning, I guess.
I don't know because I love stuff that's bad. So I'm like, is it actually bad? No. I guess the kind of bad stuff that I love is just like absurd or over the top or like, I don't know, very
like Limp Bizkit.
I fuck with Limp Bizkit. I guess what I'm really thinking of like
Love Limp Bizkit.
super outlandish like pen and pixel style album art.
Oh,
Like,
Paul's getting his hours.
Yes. I love shit like that.
Yeah.
I have 2 cats named Pen and Pixel.
Hell yeah.
After the style.
Oh yeah. Got any one of them with you right now you can show off?
We got this guy over here. He had been in my lap for a lot of this. But just Pixel. Buddy.
Hell yeah.
That's my bestie. Oh, I'm trying to think
No cats.
Trying to think of awful album art. Do you have one that comes to mind?
Bad album art. Good fucking question.
That Limp Bizkit title, the hot dog water. That might be the worst title I've ever heard.
I mean, there is a couple of the Limp Bizkit ones that are pretty bad. I don't know. I fucking love Limp Bizkit though. They're like so fucking stupid and butt heavy. I love it. It's just my go-to for when I want something dumb to listen to. I don't know. There's a lot of album covers I see where it's just a black cover with the name of the album on the front of it. I'm not really too big on.
Are you talking about the ones with just like the record label and the circle with text on it, or something else?
No, just straight up like black cover,
Okay.
white lettering in the middle of it.
Yeah.
It's gonna come to me like after we finish this shit. Shut up, Isaac. Y'all can't hear Isaac right now, but
Oh man.
just I don't know. A lot of shit that looks like it was made in like MS Paint. That's pretty goofy.
Oh, that shit's dope.
It's so dumb, but some of it's sick. Now, what's your least favorite type of music?
Least favorite type of music. Oh man. I don't know. I think so much more about what I love. I'm sure I have a good answer, but I don't know off the top of my head.
And Paul's got a sour.
Paul's got a sour. What's my least favorite type of music? Help.
Oh, you? Oh shit.
I don't know.
What What do you hate?
Someone said AI in the chat. Let's pretend that AI didn't exist with these questions. All AI
Agreed.
is trash anyways.
Did you guys hear that? What is
AI
it? That
icon.
Phoenix Flexin', that song that they rumor is AI.
Fucking on those second chips. On you second chips.
Dude, I love
Yeah.
that. It's so
I'm waiting.
funny.
I unironically do too. I'm waiting for that to be added to Fortnite as an emote.
Yeah, I love that. All right.
Pretend AI doesn't exist. Mentions Fortnite within 3 minutes. All right. Okay. How do you feel about Christmas music? Did you do that while I was gone?
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh no, we didn't do Christmas music.
Yeah. How do you feel about Christmas?
I don't love it. Don't love it.
Really?
Yeah. I do really like the Paul McCartney song.
Nice. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. Or
Yeah, yeah. I find that song very bizarre, but I think it's really good. I think I like it because it doesn't feel like Christmas music at all.
It's fun because for me, it's such a childhood.
Yeah.
Like it happened when I was a kid, so that's like big Christmas for me.
Yeah.
I'll die on a hill with that song all the time. I like I like the way that echo is broken. It's
yes, yeah.
Yeah,
it's like he was messing with the delay knob while he was recording it. Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, I got so sick because I worked at Dunkin' Donuts for 6 years, so I got real sick of Christmas music pretty fast because of that. But I mean, I don't mind it when it's on. I'm not gonna go out of my way to listen to it. Fucking, you mentioned like the Christian metal bands and shit. I don't know if you're familiar with August Burns Red, but
I don't like that stuff. I guess maybe that's something I hate.
Yeah.
We found it. Call back.
Yeah, I'm getting annoyed thinking about it. I probably hate it.
Yeah. I bring that up because they had a Christmas album that I used to love back in the day. But
that's crazy.
But yeah,
I love Christmas songs. I mean, like I don't like. I don't endlessly want to hear White Christmas or anything like that. But I love like all the pop Christmas music. I love all the '80s shit that happened. Like XTC did what? Thanks for Christmas, and then they've got the Countdown to Christmas Party Time, which is one of the cheesiest tracks of all time and one of my fucking favorites. I love like that shit. Like I don't know. I like it when people are like, I'm playing Whamageddon. I'm like, why on earth would you deny yourself that wonderful fucking song for even a second? Get it on the radio now. So I've always thought Whamageddon was stupid. Roge, pick from the list of questions.
Pick from the list. Let's see. So yeah, you were on a tour and you played a few shows. Like any cool stories from any of those shows you can, cool or not cool stories that you can share?
The thing that comes to mind is our show that we played in Rhode Island. It was so fucking funny.
Man,
that was one of the worst shows I've ever played.
I almost went to that too.
What went wrong?
We somehow got like, I remember like maybe a couple months later, like seeing tours announced of like other much bigger artists. Like I remembered like JPEG Mafia announcing that he was going to be playing at this venue like a month after we had played it. So it's like just very out of our league. And I don't know like who convinced them to let us, but basically almost nobody came, and just like the sound people hated us, and it was our first show of tour, so we were all just like super awkward and rusty and just didn't know what was going on. And they had us playing at this like mega tall like leather booth that I felt like only my eyes were peeking up over behind, and I like
what
it was definitely meant for like DJs or something.
What was the name of that venue again?
Oh, I don't know. I want to say it started with an F, but
Fetties?
No, it's in Providence. It's like something room. I can't remember. but that show was hilarious.
Vincent, if you're in
F-room.
chat, please drop the name.
That show was
Lux
hilarious.
and I went
The-
to the same place. Yeah.
Lux says the fuck room.
The fucking yeah.
Come on out and see Simple
yeah.
Syrup, Hero, and Van Gogh at the fuck room. Actually, that would have been the pitch. Of everything that you have made, and we really didn't jump into Bloom, we kind of hung around on Make Me Float, but what do you like the best?
I listen to Bloom a lot more. I mean, understandably, I guess it lives in the shadow a bit. I'm not so upset about it, but I think Make Me Float is a better album because it's shorter. But I like the music on Bloom better. But I will say the stuff that me and a hero are working on right now, better than both.
What you showed me, I love.
Oh, I can't wait to hear what you guys are cooking on that.
And for the record, Bloom, I envied the shit out of Bloom. You were sending me Bloom demos while I was making Forgive Yourself. And I remember like halfway through Forgive Yourself having to pep talk myself because I was like, man, I love what Josh is making. Fuck. And then I was like, no, stay on your emo shit. See the funeral to the end. And I did it. But it was I think Bloom is definitely a very strong record, and I think the designs that came out of that process too were something that was really cool. And I always felt like that came a lot from your touch designer stuff.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I really like Bloom. I feel like I learned a lot. I feel like I grew a lot, and stylistically and of course technically, which is good. You know, I think that you should. I don't think that you need to feel like you have to one up everything you ever make, because that's just not sustainable. But like, I want to make stuff forever, and it's a good indicator. If you don't love what you're making, like, it's probably not good.
I don't
It doesn't
think
even matter if
anyone,
it's not good. You should
right.
You should love what you're making.
I don't think anyone else is necessarily always going to think your new record is better than the last record, because somebody may have just locked in with that and they had a really good fuck to it in the F room, and that, you know, like that's always going to be their record. But I think every artist should, on whatever fundamental level, believe like, oh, this is my best shit yet. Like I think you got to be a little bit vain about it, right? Like it'll be all like, this isn't as good as the last one. Here you go. That was, you know, fucking terrible process. Let people tear you apart.
As long as you're putting
brand
out
music.
genuine stuff from the heart, I'm for the ride.
One of the most embarrassing things that I've ever done related to music is like when To Pimp a Butterfly came out by Kendrick Lamar. Like, I was obsessed with it. Amazing. Thought it was the best thing in the whole world. Which, like, I still think it is incredible. But like, when the album after that came out, Damn, I remember I was like, I don't know, still living at my parents, like in high school, and I like went for a longboard ride and listened to it for the first time, and I was so heartbroken. I was like, this sucks.
Man,
This is nothing like To Pimp a Butterfly. This is horrible. And like looking back on that now, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me?
It's
Man,
just sometimes you want that repeat and you don't get it.
It's just like I felt so shattered. I felt like he personally
man,
saw how much I liked it and was like, I'm going to craft the album to disappoint you specifically and personally.
Y'all think Josh would like
Man.
this? Cut the song. Fuck that. Fuck
I
that.
remember-
It's out.
yeah, I remember being big into To Pimp a Butterfly at the time when it came out, and then Damn came out, and I was watching too much Anthony Fantano at the time, letting him help influence my music taste. So I kind of feel you there.
Yeah, they were all like, "No, you have to listen to the track list in reverse to get the true meaning."
Oh, I don't do
So
all that.
pissed.
I don't do all that fuckery. I want to listen to it from front to back. I don't want no hidden messages. I just want to listen to a good set of songs.
Yeah. it sounds silly, but that was like truly a defining experience for me. Like there's a strong before and after of like my relationship to art and other people's art and artistry of like, okay, I don't own these people. They don't owe me anything. Also, I don't owe other people anything. Like it's just hilarious to think that it upset me so deeply and personally, but
So
Oh yeah.
earlier you said you liked it when music is funny. Does that mean that you listen to comedy music?
um yeah. My favorite is like when it's really at the verge of like, is this funny? Is this serious? I love that.
What
So like
what what's your
modern Instagram
definition?
algo or oh
Modern
sorry,
modern
Rogue.
what?
What's your definition
Modern
of funny? Is it like comedy musicians, or is it like shit you'd find on like Catatonic Youths?
Okay, I do I laugh a lot at Catatonic Youth stuff, but that's not what I listen to. I'm talking about like Lil
Ah,
B like
Okay.
headphones every day all the time. Like that's just like that's my bread and butter. Like that really fuels my life. Like there's a utilitarian use for this music. It's comfort. It makes me feel good.
Okay. All right. Because I think I've been monopolizing and it's your turn. But I caught you as you're in like mid debate.
my turn. I'm looking through these questions. What's your? I'm not. I love how what music is on your sex playlist is a question.
I'm not asking Josh that
I'm
because
not.
I,
I'm not
you know,
asking that.
I have to look
Fuck.
Michelle in the eye later on, and I'm not gonna
I'm not
do
asking
that.
it. I'm gonna go. Um.
I
Yeah. I
listen to
guess.
I listen to sex music doing the most like mundane, utilitarian, or like I'll be pissed off, stressed out, like let me throw the silk on. Like
Barry White's happening.
I
it's
don't wanna
totally
ask.
divorced from that context.
Uh. I guess. I'll ask. I guess favorite and least favorite experience from live shows, excluding your own. I mean, it could be a show you were playing that involved other artists you were playing. It could be something where you're watching people you did not know.
Hmm.
Anything other than your own, I guess.
Oh, I have to think. I mean, I think that the most transformative feeling experiences I've had are from shows that I don't play because there's always like, a certain level of anxiety or just like, I don't know. I don't play shows often enough to like really feel like it's a natural extension of myself fully. Even if I play well or whatever, like there's always this part of me that I'm like, I have no idea if that was good. I don't know if people like that, which is okay, but like totally different feeling. Like I don't know. I guess what I'm getting at is all of my like favorite memories of shows are probably ones that I did not play in because I'm able to like step outside of myself. Um, trying to think what are some standout ones like that. On a blank. Recently, in the past year, I went to the show um, in Cincinnati at the Woodward Theater, and this band called the Sharp Pins played, and like all my friends are
Okay.
super into them, and I had like kind of tried to, and it never really clicked. Like I liked it, but seeing them live, there's something about like not knowing the music well, which usually it doesn't. Usually everything feels better when you know the music like immensely well, and you get to hear it live. It's amazing, but for some reason, like I felt like transported into like this must have been like what Beatles mania felt like in the '60s. Like I was just like enamored, looking up there, and like, oh my god, I want to be a rock star. Like
Yeah.
this is amazing. Like everyone was dancing. Like the energy was just intoxicating. Like that was one of the best musical experiences I've had in the past
Yeah.
couple of years.
Yeah. My friend Chris, Heaven Sample. I'm not sure if you know him, but he keeps telling me to listen to the Sharp Pins.
Listen to them.
But yeah, I get yeah. It's funny enough, like it's very rare where it's like I barely know the music from an artist. It's like last year, me and Vincent saw that tour that Tori and Wa and Panda Bear did.
Yeah, how
Panda
was
Bear
that?
played. It was cool. Panda Bear had cool visuals, but I was hoping he'd play shit off Panda Bear Meets the Grim Reaper, but he played like all new shit off like a record that wasn't released yet. So I had a hard time getting into that. Tori Ma killed it. Me and him waited in 20-degree weather after the show to meet him, which is cool. But yeah, good show. Yeah, it's always, and then like years back, Dive and Death Heaven did a co-headliner tour that I saw and loved Dive. They played shit off the new record and they don't have much of a stage presence, so I ended up just sitting on the ground and started watching like Minecraft videos on my phone while they were playing.
I'm boring as hell. You had to pull up the
Yeah.
Family Guy clips.
No, real. I love Family Guy. Man, Paul, the Airbnb last year, you picture plain discoholic, just watching Family Guy.
That's all real. That was, yeah. I think we'll be better set for food this year. That was a rough ride walking at 7-Eleven for that shitty sandwich.
Oh, I hope so.
I think that all the negative things I can think of are shows that I've been involved with in some capacity of just like meeting these really strange bad people. You just never know what you're gonna get into. Like, what I'm thinking of right now is I was probably 19 or so, and I was playing like guitar and synth in this indie band, and we'd play at this house show in Savannah, Georgia. And this guy, this guy who owned the house, not owned it, but like it was his house, he was living there, and like his band had played also, and they were like really cocky and just like, I remember like people were on the porch and he started yelling like all these slurs into the microphone, or the PA was like, "Get the fuck in the house, we're playing you," blah 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 blah. I was like, wow, okay. So people very reluctantly walked in, and because it was very intense, and it's like, okay, we're in this guy's house, like there's nowhere else to really go comfortably. So we like watched him play and everything, and after his set, he came up and was like talking to us about our set, and one of the funniest things he said was like, he came up to someone else in our band and was like, "So how old are you?" And he was like, 25. He's like, "You've got time. You've still got time to be good. Don't give up, man. There's still time." And then he was like, "Have you ever heard of a pitch corrector pedal? You should really look into them. It would make your vocals sound a lot better."
Sounds like a great guy.
It was
like
so funny. And we had to stay at his
dude.
house. So we all went on a very long walk after the show because we're just like, I don't want to be here. Yeah. I can't remember if it was the same show or not, but someone was like, came up and like complimented us. It was like, wow, most of those songs were pretty good. Like, I really liked most of those songs. It was really funny the way they said it. It was like, oh, so you hated a couple of them.
So yeah,
I love saying that to people.
House shows on a tour can be a polarizing experience or stop. I don't know. Remember one time we played a house show in Indiana with this alt country band Astra I was playing guitar for, and this guy walked up to us at the show, and he was wearing a trench coat and a hat, and he had a little card tucked in the hat. He's like, he goes, "I'm the press," and he was interviewing us, and it was like, I don't know, it was just like that suspicion the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, it's a crazy person, and this is going to be written into a shoebox. But we did the interview with the press in his trench coat.
Did he have like a zine or something, or is he just messing with you?
I think he was messing with himself. Like, this guy didn't seem like he didn't seem like a cool guy that was running a con or anything. He seemed much more like just sort of like somebody who was trying to figure out where they belonged. Maybe he was working on a zine, but he's like, "I'm the press," and he was dressed like a Muppet person in the press. Like, if a Muppet was in the press, he was dressed like that. Yeah, respect looking back. I should have like really leaned into it. Just been like, you can have an hour of my time, my friend. All right. There's some questions that I don't think are relevant anymore. I've never liked the guilty pleasure question. What's your stance on musical guilty pleasures? Do you think that's a thing?
I suppose not, although I didn't feel, I wouldn't say I felt bad, but last weekend during 4th of July, I usually like to, look up like drunk stepdad rock anthem playlist. Something like that. Maybe that's my guilty pleasure. I was very surprised to find out how many Nickelback songs I knew all the words to and was like really excited when the chorus came on. And especially the bridges, I was like, wow, this is like golden. This is like amazing writing. Like this is beautifully produced. Like this is candy. I don't know if it's a guilty pleasure, but I was pretty surprised at how much I was enjoying it after not listening to them for like 15 years. So I suppose Nickelback, unfortunately, but I'm not guilty.
Yeah, you don't seem guilty. You just seem pleasured.
Pleasantly surprised. Oh man, for real?
Wow! Wow!
It was just like that. I was like, oh, turn this one up. Oh, don't skip this one. We're about to go back to the chorus. Start it over. Yeah. Yeah.
But you're muted, I think.
Oopsies.
There's our guy.
It's about 9:30. Do we want to start bringing in chat questions?
Yeah, I think my view sucks. Do we have a bunch of chat questions?
I don't think we have any yet. Chat, start asking
Okay.
questions. Hurry,
Chat,
quick.
give us that questions.
Well, I guess in the meantime, while we wait for some chat questions, I'll ask, are you into like video games? And if yes, what's your favorite video game soundtrack?
I've never been a big gamer. I do really love in general like music that was made for a purpose other than like just I'm making an album. Like I love like one of my favorite albums of all time. Let me pull it up. Make sure I'm getting the title right. I'm really bad with titles and people's names and anything titled like Music for Commercials by Yasuaki Shimizu. That's one of my favorite albums ever. Looks like that. But that's all like it feels very vaporwave like to me, and part of it is because it's like I don't know, made for consumer purposes, but it's just like all these like 1 or 2 minute songs that were composed for commercials for various companies, but and like although the title is music for commercials, like I never think about that when I hear them. I just think that it's like this amazing album, and the way that the songs are short and flow into each other and stuff is very reminiscent of like an 18 Karat Affair album almost. It's very like it's almost like sound collage. And I'm losing track of the original question. What was it?
What's favorite games
Yeah.
or soundtracks from games?
Yeah. I don't have a favorite video game soundtrack is the short answer, but I do love music for commercials. Yeah, my only like core game memories as a kid were like playing Tony Hawk games and having a Kroger instant microwave pizza on the floor by myself. I loved like any skateboard video game as a kid. That's kind of the extent. It's good.
And we have some questions now.
Hit me.
Hell yeah.
First, it's from our man Puffin Bill Groups, and it is how'd you come up with the name Simple Syrup?
Oh, that's a good question. I was sitting around in my house with my roommates, just like workshopping. Like I was trying very hard. I feel like most good ideas have not happened this way. They just come to me randomly. I'm like, yes, that's it. This one, I was like, man, what should I call this? And I don't know. I wanted some name to signify like something that is very, very sweet, because I felt like all of the music I was making, I had maybe the whole album made before it was called Simple Syrup, or at least a lot of it. So I was just like, this music feels very like sugary and sweet and like transcendent to me. I was just Googling stuff like sweetest sugar in the world. That's how I came up with xylitol. I was like, I don't know what that was before that.
We were this close to sweetest sugar in the world. Make me float.
Yeah, but I eventually digging through one of these lists of just like I don't know, clicking on synonyms, like oh, simple syrup, and I thought that it like one is a very sweet sounding word, and also like syrup being a reference to hip hop things I was sampling and lean culture and whatnot. Just a very behind the scenes subtle nod to that. But mostly just that I wanted a name that sounded sweet and sugary.
We do have a question from what looks to be Antilles. Can we actually get that Simple Syrup New Jack Swing playlist?
I don't know. I don't know if I want to give it away.
I get it. All right.
Guys, you're
Just so we know. I'm still gonna. approach
Yeah,
it for
that's
it.
fine. I can share at least like a YouTube channel or two that basically counts as the same thing, but I'm not trying to blow up my spot fully.
I get it. No, I get it.
Um,
You don't want everybody crashing your spot when you get back.
Let's see. Incandescent. Favorite specific cameras or film stocks to shoot with?
I 99% of the time always use the same camera and film because I just, like many other things, like really like to figure out how to remove myself or make it feel like an extension of myself. But what I use is a Pentax 6.7, just like this big tank of a camera, an Ilford HP5. That's pretty much like 99% of the time what I use. One of the YouTube channels I look at a lot is this guy named Malik Jefferson. He posts a lot of like instrumental or like 12-inch versions of all sorts of R&B and New Jack Swing stuff. Also, New Funk Swing, great channel. The Sage Gazers for ambient and new age stuff. Yeah, I've been especially into New Funk Swing channel.
Oh yeah, I think I follow the Stage Gazers too.
Yeah, that one's a little less obscure, I think, but
They sound galactivated to me.
yeah. I think that I was hesitant to click on a video.
Call. You ever heard of galactivators?
I don't know what that is.
Met the galactivators at NAMM.
Did.
That word's not in the Bible.
Man. Josh is gonna be so confused if we talk about galactivators.
No, we'll save galactivators for offline. We'll start a new thread with you about that one. I heard someone say that. I'm gonna take this conversation to a new thread, and I think they said it like in a fucking conversation, talking to people. It's the best thing that I've ever seen anyone do. We're gonna start a new thread about that one. Let's see. We have a good one from Portal. Well, he also said Simple Syrup flows real nice, but he asked, what are your favorite Vaporwave hidden gem records?
Oh man, you know, I was thinking about this earlier because I might be a horrible Vaporwave fan. I think that the more I get into Vaporwave, like it just makes me fall in love with the source material more. So like as time goes on, I kind of get further away from things. But yeah, I don't even know. I probably have like very basic taste. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't know, unfortunately. I don't know.
I don't even feel bad that there are entire swaths of Vaporwave that I only connect the artist name to the work after listening to it for forever. In like, you know, like vapor memory things that popped up, or just like whatever. Like the algorithm kind of carried me around by my hair, or no hair, as of 2021. I remember just like, okay, I like them, I guess. Oh yeah, I do like them. And it, that was a lot of my Dan Mason discovery time at one point too. Was like, oh shit, that's also Dan Mason. Weird.
Yeah, I mean, for the longest time, like, it's not a surprise to anyone, but Esprit and Satin Sheets are just, heavy rotation all the time. I will say, FM Skyline and iClick are probably my favorites ever, and like ones that only continue to become more beautiful to me over time. Yeah, like the more I listen to them, the more that they grow with me. Like those are incredible. And 18 Karat Affair.
Church of Satin Sheets all day. I would say I think that's the influence that never really like gets away from me. I really liked the newest Satin Sheets.
Yeah, I did too.
I thought it was awesome. And I've listened to 200% Electronica like 30 times in the past 2 weeks alone.
It's an all-time favorite album. I feel obligated to share my favorite memory with FM Skyline was after I2K2 when we went to Gore Bar and it closed. And
that was a good time.
We were swinging on the swings. I was so drunk, just bumming a cig off of him. And then, like, over in the distance, it was like whoever else on the monkey bars. I know a hero was there.
It was 3 a.m.
We
were in a parking lot somewhere
wild.
in Virginia.
That was wild. I remember whoever it was went to order a beer at Gore Bar, and the bartender was like, "Speak the fuck up." That was so funny. You guys, we're gonna go to Gore Bar again in Richmond next month.
Let's get it.
Reasonable. Let's just get there earlier.
Yeah.
I don't like them just yelling at me the whole time.
Yeah.
Going home.
Not at 1 a.m.
All right. Yes, they're going to yell at you, Lux. They're going to yell at all of us together. Let's see. I want to catch some questions that we might have missed.
My favorite shows from that tour was Lexington, Kentucky at Al's Bar, by the way. Speaking of Lux, just want to shout that out.
Shout out Lux.
Shout out Lux.
I know it looked like a lot of fun.
Isaac, shout
I
out
remember
Kentucky.
being like,
shout out Montucky.
I was there. Well, there's a sort of a detailed question from another one from Puff and Bill Cruz. But it's a good question. I actually wondered it when you were talking about it. Do you keep your self messages in separate group chats where you're the only one in the group, or do you just have one continuous self chat?
I have mostly one continuous self chat. I'm trying to do something a little more organized soon, but it's mostly just texting myself. Sometimes notes, sometimes handwritten, but usually just like typing in my phone number. Yeah.
When I was trying to finish Forgive Yourself and the track count was too much and I was freaking out, I actually put everything into a work management platform to get myself to the fucking end of the record. It was shockingly helpful. Whose questions am I ignoring? Somebody yell at me in the chat. Tell me I'm ignoring your question and it's not okay.
Keep them questions going, chat. But in the meantime, I'll ask my classic question. Favorite motherfucking fucking newer vapor adjacent fucking artists you've been motherfucking with lately?
Bruh. Fuck.
It could be your homies, if it is. But anyone. Any newer faces in the scene.
I mean, I don't know. Like I was alluding to, I am honestly a horrible Vaporwave fan at this stage. I really, really loved the new FM Skyline record, though. I feel like I haven't seen anyone talk about that.
I gotta listen to that more.
Yeah,
I haven't really put in hard time with it at all.
I would highly recommend it. It's quite different than others. It's very, I don't know how to describe it. I mean, and some songs feel, canon, but there's a lot of them that are like, I feel like he's getting much more like, I don't want to say primitive, but just like very visceral. Like these feel much more like pieces, like performances.
What I had heard sounded a lot more like he was leaning into that jazz background.
Yeah, I think
and
it's amazing.
Yeah,
in format.
he is. I mean this in a great way. He is a very particular man with how he puts his music together and how it sounds at the end. He does not half-ass anything.
I don't know if this is quite vaporwave adjacent, maybe like vaporwave adjacent, but I have been really into this ambient album that came out in March called Incidental Scenes by Kazi,
Huh.
Kaazi. Um, I think it's really amazing.
Send it
eh,
to me.
I'll send it to you. It's like a little bit outside of my normal taste. Like I feel like it's very, very modern ambient sounding. Like it's super glossy, super like hi-fi, detailed and immersed, which I feel like is not typically my go-to flavor. Um, but
I've been digging a lot of the new ambient things I'm hearing.
I just sent it to you. But yeah, that's been, I listen to it a lot when I read, or when I'm working. But I think it's incredible.
Yeah. I need to dive more into ambient. Like I obviously love like Hiroshi Yoshimura, shit like that, but I need to dive more into the ambient field.
Yeah, that's really like the only genre of music right now that I'm actively seeking and diving down rabbit holes right now. Aside from that, it's just like, the stuff that I already like.
So Isaac has a question, and that question is: name some of your favorite Memphis rap tracks / acts / albums for us, and do you fuck with funk or lo-fi house that samples Memphis rap?
I feel like my feelings have changed a lot about this since making Make Me Float. Like I don't think that I sample anything like that on Bloom, and I haven't been sampling anything like that on newer stuff I'm working on. And I wouldn't say I fell out of love with it or anything, but it's definitely, I guess I kind of left a sour taste in my mouth a little bit with the sampling it. I felt like it was just a little too on the nose, or with like, I love rap, because I do, but like, I don't know, the ethics of sampling, like how much do I want to tie myself to black art that's not mine? I feel like it came from a very genuine place, and no one has ever like criticized me about it, but it's just not something that I don't think I would continue to do it. However, I feel like when I was sampling it a lot, I feel like when I listened to the music, I was, as like evil and distorted as a lot of it sounds, I was like kind of imagining it as if it were this super atmospheric, like transcendent, heavenly thing. Like I feel like so many of those like really old songs, especially like demo versions, like these people just sound like out of this world, like ethereal. Kind of in a way that reminds me of like early Playboy Cardi, where it's just like what he's saying and the way he's saying it are so like, it's just entirely divorced from meaning, just like it feels transcendent. To answer,
And I think a lot of the stuff you did, a lot of the stuff you chose at the time, I always thought it kind of comes into it's more of a textural appearance. Yeah, you can't really rhythm, but you get all the rhythm. And I think that was what, I don't know. I never felt like there was like an appropriated message being broadcast through it nearly so much as like a vibe.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. And I like that. Trying to remember, like, I'm so bad with the titles. I'm on YouTube right now looking through my liked videos. I'm like, I gotta Dig back years.
Yeah, look past the Family Guy funny moments videos.
There's just so many of them. To answer your other question, I have never really gotten into funk influenced house or lo-fi house, but I do love cowbells. That's none of that has changed. I think I might still try that again. I know I used to do a couple of like lead synths with a 808 cowbell on Make Me Float, which I really liked. I should probably try that again. To me, when I did that, I was thinking of like Esprit using like the steel drum in a way that is just so out of context from what steel drum sounds like, and I didn't even know it was a steel drum. Like, it just didn't. I don't know. The first time I heard it, I'm like, whoa, that sounds cool. So kind of doing that with the 808 cowbell, I wanna keep doing.
We love our 808 cowbells. I think are there any songs or any, this is from Bort Media, the homie Bort Media, are there any songs or parts of your music inspired by the city of Columbus?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I will say that I listen to the songs that I'm working on a lot while walking in Columbus, and like workshop ideas and stuff like that while walking a lot. And especially now, like I've been doing a lot of field recordings just when I'm out walking around, which I think I'll use in music going forward. But I don't know if anything has been made like in a super direct inspiration way, but I do really like it here. I feel very attached to this place, and I feel like I can only make good things when I feel at home. So in that sense, yes, but not in any direct way.
I quite like Columbus. Every time I come there, I have a good time. That's really all I have to say.
Yeah. I only been there once. It was chill though. For Sanctuary.
Yeah.
Ordinary. Let's see. Portal asked a good question a little while back. What's the most influential piece of non-music related art to you?
Oh. That's a good question. Music is definitely the thing that, at least in quantity, that inspires me the most, but you know, I do spend a lot of time with photo books and photographers. I really like my gosh, Ilma off Clint. She's this painter. I don't even. I went to a show, like a retrospective of hers in Japan, and the thing that I really am inspired by is this series of 12 like super large paintings that are like, I don't know, 15 feet tall, but it's the series of, I think it's 9, it's either 9 or 12, but each painting is like a representation of like a different stage of life, like early childhood, becoming a teenager, like becoming a parent, getting middle-aged, or like getting old again. And just like they're very abstract paintings. They're not simple, they're not just like simple geometry or anything, but like they're not representational of something in the real world in any way. But like being in the room with these paintings, and like, God, I felt like such a whirlwind of emotions, and it's really mind-blowing to me that you could like associate such visceral, indescribable emotions of our life cycle into just like textures and shapes and compositions and arrangements, but just like the variances and tones and like differing levels of chaos and organization like are really analogous to our inner states that change over time. And it just like, it made me cry. It was crazy. It made me like something. I felt like I reprocessed all of my childhood trauma looking at these paintings, and also got like a glimpse of what it might feel like to become old. So maybe that's my answer. I'm not sure. That was very impactful. Yeah, look up Hilma off Clint if you're not familiar.
Sure.
And a similar, a related question that I've lost track of, but I believe
Is it the
was
Puffin
from
build?
Yeah. You got eyes on it? Ask it properly.
Yeah. So I think this will be the last question as we're nearing the end. Any visual art, perhaps photography, that influenced your music?
I can't remember the name of him, but there is this like Brazilian surrealist painter that there was some article I read online of like top 100 new age album art, and I went through it. Like he made a number of them, and I remember like I can't remember his name, but at the time like going on this big deep dive of all his paintings, and I was looking at those a lot when I made Balloon. Other than that, they often feel very separate from each other. I feel like with my visual art, it's very much me reckoning with the real world and trying to make sense of it and being a person. And then like music is much more escapist for me and just like it's interacting with culture, but nothing about like being in a place or quote unquote the real world. They feel quite different. I need both of them to feel they fuel each other like energetically, but they're very separate in my head for a lot of the time.
That answer. That's it. I kind of figured that was where you were going. I think we're out of audience questions. Did get a compliment on my North Face Game of
The
Thrones
North
shirt.
remembers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Simple syrup, everyone. Round of applause in the chat.
Yeah. And what great crazy timing. Yeah, we're at 6 minutes out from the end of the show.
Yeah. So at this time, we'd like to, give you the floor if you'd like to shout out anyone, promote anything you'd like, any thoughts that's on your mind. It's your time to shine with that. Anything you'd like to talk about with yourself?
My next show is at I2K.
Hell yeah.
As you know, I'm really excited about that. I've not formally announced this anywhere, but I am pressing
Oh, you're telling it.
5-year anniversary. So I'm pressing 100 copies of Make Me Float on vinyl in honor of the 5-year anniversary. And fingers crossed I will have those at I2K. I think the back cover art and the insert I made I think it's going to be awesome. But look forward to that. We'll have those online as well through Silk Sounds. And shout out to Sam, a hero. Shout out to Vincent, Bango. Shout out to everyone here. Shout out to Al. Shout out to Luxury Noise. Shout out to Roge Corp. Shout out to Isaac. I've wanted to be on the show for a while, so I'm really happy to be here. I don't know if Isaac, if you know this, but I listen to every episode. I'm not usually on Twitch, but I listen to them at work. So I'm really happy to be here.
For some reason, I had it in my head that you had been on. Like, I don't know why or when I thought you'd been on, but I was like, oh yeah, Josh has been on a show, so we'll just be fucking crazy on this episode. And they're like, no, dumbass, he's never been on before. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get to know my friend Josh. So.
Yeah.
And one last thing I want to shout out is I'm working on a collab album with a hero called New Balance. I don't know when it's going to be out.
Can't wait.
But
I'm super hyped.
Yeah, hype. I am.
Something off of it. I cannot wait to hear anything off of it.
I listen to our demos all the time.
And just building up hype for me. I'm excited. I know Sam's and Vincent been working on shit. One of the tracks is already out. I have another one that's not released yet. Shit's so good. But yeah, I'm hyped to hear what you and Sam are working on.
Roche, what do you have to promote?
What do I have to promote? Oh, you're making me go
Yeah.
first. Shit.
Yeah.
Couple small things first. If you're on my Discord server this Thursday 9 p.m., I'm doing a little listening party for excuse me, Wayfinder, the new collab album from Safaro Makeup Vanity set. It's out on Bandcamp now. It's coming to streaming this Friday. We're doing a listening party in my VC in my server. So join. Was the Isles of Eternal Chill. I just recently renamed it to Space Island TV. Join that. Also, next week I will be dropping compilation of the Isles Volume 2, where a bunch of my people in my Discord submitted songs to be on this compilation. I'll be dropping that next week. Hosting it with a listening party on YouTube. Next Friday, Vincent and I are going to be on TV. I have to figure out. There's a local news station in Richmond that reached out to Vincent about covering I2K. So I don't know the news station, but I gotta see if that'll be streamed online. But yeah, we'll be on TV. But the massive thing coming up, August 14th and 15th, I2K in Richmond. You got these two handsome devils, Simple Syrup and Luxury Noise playing. You got the other handsome devil I throw this fest with, Van Gogh playing. You got St. Pepsi. You got Luxury, Young Shiro, Crystal Eternal playing. Vaporwave, Horizon, and Incandescent. 2 days in Richmond at Basic City Brewing Company. Day 1 tickets are $20. Day 2 tickets are I forget the price of our own fest. But
shit. Is that
30? I think it's $30 for day 2, and you get the combo for both days for 40. Y'all should come out. You know, warehouse setting. It'll be chill. We made it as cheap as we possibly can, where we're comfortable paying every artist good, and where we're not being overpriced, especially considering like all these other fests will like charge a lot of money to be able to pay their artist and provide I don't know how they experience it. I haven't been there, but yeah, our shit's affordable. It's gonna be banging. One note I really feel like I need to make. A lot of people think Vapor VA and I2K is my thing. I have to clear up Vapor VA is between me and Van Gogh. Van Gogh, he's not as active online, but he does a lot of hard work behind the scenes that deserves to be recognized. So if you ever talk to him, you ever come across him, please be sure that, you know, thank him for his hard work as well. I2K, you know, I get people thanking me for like putting it together, but you know, that man Vincent does a lot. I cannot take all the credit because he does a lot that I could not, you know, fathom to do. And there's also people like Paul over here helping out a lot this year. There's also Short Stuff and Smooth Brain helping a lot. You know, it's a collective, but you know, it's not just me, you know. Though I'm the most active around, it's not just me. Go show some love to Vincent. And you know, come out if you're able to come out to Richmond. It's a cool city, cool art scene, lots of good food around. You know, you would not expect it to be a good food city, but it is. Good bar city too.
It's a great food city.
Yeah, great fucking food city. I've had my favorite fried chicken there. But yeah, come out. $20 day 1, $30 day 2. Pay $40, you get a 2-day experience. So yeah, come out.
And that pretty much takes the wind out of any promo I have to do. Obviously, I'm going to be at I2K next month. One thing I will tack on there, we spoke with a lovely person from RVA Sound Systems, and they will be outfitting the sound system at Basic City. We are going to thump the shit out of that place. So it's not going to be the same place you remember from last year. We are taking over that room for 2 days. We're going to have a good time. It's going to be the best hangout. And What I do have to say, personal stuff wise, is my record is getting very close to done. These two gentlemen have been sent a handful of demos over the time, and they know what's going on. But I've been working really hard on it. I'm not letting a damn cent of music out until the record is completely done, and the only way to hear any of it is to come to I2K, where I'm going to show off a lot of new material and hopefully some surprises. Then after that, I'm not going to ruin too many surprises, but I will say that something that has been gone for a minute is coming back in December, and we're going to do it right. So keep an eye out for that, and we'll talk more about that in the future. Otherwise, I think we just did a whole damn hot takes episode. We did it. Isaac wasn't even home, but he is waiting outside with the car to take us home. So
one more thing on my end. After I2K, expect Verge Fest 4 in October.
Oh.
With some up and comers and legends playing.
100 emoji.
100 emoji, bunny emoji. But yeah, I think that's all I got.
Okay. So, Isaac, are we forgetting anything before we close out this episode? Is there something cool we should? Yeah. We're going.
Yeah.
Okay, look at that. That was a wrap.
Yeah. That's a wrap. Follow us. Come join the Hot Takes.
Thanks for tuning in.
Discord server. Tell Isaac how much you love Electro Swing. Come follow Hot Takes on Instagram. Follow Hot Takes on Blue Sky. Follow Hot Takes on OnlyFans. Isaac posts beat pics on there. Buy Simple Syrup.
Buy Simple Syrup's record.
You know, pay attention to the thing he mentioned. Go check out a zine of his. Come see him at I2K. And stay tuned. You know,
Oh,
the next
yeah.
episode. We don't have that officially locked in yet. What the plan is for that. But, you know, just fucking pay attention to the fucking Hot Take socials, you know?
Fucking macaque. Just fuck.
Just fucking pay fucking
All
attention.
right. I think it's time for
Yeah.
Isaac to cut us off. Yeah.
It is.
you,
So,
guys.
yeah. Y'all have a lovely
Bye,
night.
everyone.
Good night.
Love you all. Take it easy. Keep it sleazy. Peace out.